Hi guys, so this time we are going to check fresh release from ICM. It comes in 135 scale, and as you can see here we get a car model. In 135 scale it should be an interesting build because it's a Type 320 Cabriolet. It's a World War II German staff car, and the kit number is 35540. So we have a commercial sample here, and that means this is the final shape of this kit. And to be honest, when I saw the box art I kinda confused it with the G4, but obviously this is not the G4. This is a smaller Mercedes, and now we get a chance to copy it in 135 scale. And as you remember, the previous version was actually the Saloon, so now we get a Cabriolet, and I think there will be also another version with a closed roof, but this time we get it with the folded roof. So the box size, I would say, is typical for such kit. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We have quite nice box art, and here on the side you will find a short history note and also some information about this kit, and I will take a look as well. So we have 150 parts, and length of the assembled vehicle will be 141 millimeters. And then on the other side you can see here one and only marking option, the same as on the box art, but I guess if you have some reference materials with different colored vehicles, it's not a problem to replicate it. Now I'm going to cut through the plastic seals. In the meantime, I can also remind you that we have reviewed the previous versions of this vehicle as well, so in case you are interested in a Saloon, you can check it on our YouTube channel as well. And I have to say that these vehicles were surprisingly detailed for a 135 scale kit, because we are still, at least me, I am used to see the simplified 135 scale kit, and I know that some modelers are not that happy when they get all of the internals, but I think for the car model it is rather important feature to have out of the box. So what I'm going to do right now is to remove this top lid, and as you can see, this is a traditional packaging for ICM. We have this quite sturdy white cardboard box, and if I open it, here is what we have inside. So all parts are packed into one plastic bag. It's a resealable plastic bag, so it should be easy and quick to open. And as far as you can see, there are plenty of plastic sprues, so it will be interesting to check all of them. So just give me a moment. I would suggest we start with stuff which is packed into separate plastic bags. As you can see, we have clear sprue and also the rubber or vinyl tires. So now I'm opening the clear sprue, and with the clear sprue it will be also the question whether we get the masking templates or not, because in some releases ICM includes this bonus, in some they do not, and then you have to cover all of these clear parts by yourself. But as you can see, we get all the necessary windows. We also get the lenses for the headlamps. Molding quality looks really nice. I don't have anything to complain about here, so it's just a matter of installing these parts onto your vehicle and maybe painting them properly. Next, I'm not sure if we should open these vinyl tires because they are absolutely simple. This is a typical thing for this type of parts, so it's just a matter of installing them if you are fine with such thing, or maybe searching for some resin replacement in case you need more features on your car. And of course I would recommend the latter option. Next, we start with the first gray plastic sprue, so let's not zoom out and start with zoomed in view of these parts. As you can see, we have here the rear panel, which is molded together with the trunk. We have also here the fuel tank, as far as I can understand. Here are some seats, headlamps, and next we continue with the door card, also front grille, bumper, and some of the chassis parts. Again, here you can notice that the doors are molded in, so you won't be able to open them, but well, I think it's not such a huge minus or disadvantage in the Cabriolet model, because interior will be visible anyway. And here we have also the front firewall, which is molded together with the windscreen. And by the way, this design actually hints that maybe you won't have to use masks. As you can see, you have just to insert the clear parts here, so who knows, maybe it will be easy to paint these things. Bonnet is molded separately, but again, I'm not sure if you will be able to open it, because as far as I remember, these two sides were opening on this central piano hinge. so correct me if I'm wrong. And here we have the new base plate for the Cabriolet. As you can see, it's a single piece part, and it's really cool that it's single piece part. It means that you won't get the wrong alignment between these elements, between the wheel fenders, and everything looks really smooth. Next, on the opposite side, we can see that we have some guiding elements, and that's pretty much all. But I think guiding elements are quite important in such model because they will give you the right alignment between those parts. As for the folded roof, so I guess this sprue will be specific for today's version. As you can see here, we have all the necessary parts for the folded roof, and well, it looks good, but because it should be assembled out of separate panels, you will have to work on the smooth connection between all of these parts, but I think it's doable, and here you can check also these parts from the opposite side. Next, we continue with one more plastic sprue. This is the last one. It's a sprue A, and here again we get a huge choice of various parts. So let's start from the corner as usual. A lot of small parts. Here, for example, you can see the wheel axle molded together with the torsion bar, and also another bumper. I'm not sure whether it's front or rear. I guess it's the rear one. Here we continue with some chassis parts. So these large bars will have to be combined together. And here we have engine and gearbox and some of the suspension elements. So basically all of the, let's say, technical or mechanical parts, they are included out of the box. And this is really cool. This is something what we were discussing a few moments ago, because I like when car models feature the internals as well, but the only question is how to expose them, considering the fact that we have the shut bonnet here, and also, well, shut doors are not that restricting. Here we also get the wheel rims, the brakes, and let's flip it over. So again, in these parts which are divided into two halves, we have guiding elements, and the same can be said about these chassis bars, as you can see. Okay, so that's all for the plastic sprues. There is also a small ad or advertisement for the paints from ICM. So I used them for some of my builds. You can see it in the video reports. So I really recommend to check those because they're quite easy to use, and I have to say that the overall quality is rather surprising. I was not, and I'm being honest here, I was not expecting such painting quality, because they're equally good for airbrush and also for the simple brush. Here we have the decal sheet. So as you can see, we have several types of the number plates or license plates if you prefer. We also have dials for the dashboard, and the printing quality looks fine, so there is nothing to complain about. Next, we have the assembly manual. So here I will have to close the lenses, zoom out a bit, and overall it's a standard brochure or typical brochure for ICM. We have here the history note and technical specifications. Next, we continue with the parts map, and note that some parts will not be used, meaning only one, and there is one sprue crossed out because this sprue is not included here. It's for the closed roof version. Next, we start assembly with an engine and gearbox. A lot of things are actually copied on the engine, so it might be also a good idea to replicate the wiring. Here you can see the chassis bar assembly. So actually you have to combine these two bars together in order to achieve the necessary thickness. Here we continue by assembling all the necessary parts for the chassis. We install this rear axle together with the torsion bar, and next we start working on the fuel tank, engine, and I can see the bumper, front bumper, exhaust. Then all of this stuff gets connected together with the floor panel, and we start working on the interior. So as I said, interior will be visible even with the closed doors, so that's why it might be a good idea to work on the fine features in the inside the car. And here we continue with the seats being installed, side panels being installed in place. I wonder how to paint all of this stuff, because as you can see, it will require the certain sequence of the assembly. Maybe it would be wise to assemble all of the vehicle and then paint the external panels. So it will require the careful masking of the interior. Next, we also here continue with the front grille and wheels. Of course, the spare wheels are also included. Note the bonnet being installed here. And there is no suggestion how to open the bonnet, so the engine will be just hidden inside. And I would say you have to think through how to replicate the open bonnet, because it's a shame to hide such engine inside. Here we assembled the folded roof, also the various bars on this roof, and that's the only marking option included here, I guess. No, there are more. The blue one, this one, twin colored version, is actually nice, so might be a good idea to replicate this one. Another one, black car, and here we have the gray one, so also something to replicate. And note that we also get the German magazine, which can be placed inside your car. Here is another one, so also a good addition or tiny bonus. So this kit should be already available. You can get it in Modeli Max as usual. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.